Welcome to Dose with Grace. I hope you're doing well and taking very good care of yourself. As you can see, I'm in a very different environment right now, and that is why I have not been able to come online and share with you my thoughts and my learnings. However, I thought if I keep waiting for a perfect day, perfect time, it might delay even further. So just today I had this feeling to share something with you that I've learned as a great piece of wisdom from someone that I have found very recently, a newfound friend. But with her, it has become a very lovely, deep connection. Probably because of a lot of sharing and chatting and talking, and also because of the real life learnings that we exchange over, yes, a cup of masala chai. Yes, this newfound friend owns a shop called Chai Patti, and it's a beautiful shop in the place where we have shifted recently now in Bangalore, and it is a place which we have found as our second home. Very lovely people, and she serves absolutely amazing mouth-watering masala chai. The noises in the background are the reason why I was saying I may not be able to ever find a perfect time and place to share, but who cares, right? So here it goes. I'd like to share with you something really touching that this lady happened to share with me. So one of the days during our conversations, of course over masala chai, she happened to tell me and my husband that she is Kali Upasak, Ma Kali Upasak, which is actually the most raw form of energy. And in fact, she did share with us she is the Upasak or the devotee of Shamshan Kali, which is the most wild and the raw form of female divine feminine energy. We almost understand Shakti as Ma Parvati, Lakshmi, but there are many forms of Shakti, and this is the most powerful and the most raw form of Shakti, which she is the devotee of. And she in fact has the idol which she has grown with love and devotion every year to almost the life size of Ma Shamshan Kali. So it was like very interesting to hear that from somebody, to share so openly with us. And then later on she did share that she also does pray to Bal Gopal, the baby form of Krishna. In fact, she said that in the morning she takes bath, she does her praying rituals, and then she offers food to Bhog to Bal Krishna, and then she takes her breakfast. And this is a ritual, and even in the night that's how it happens. So she has to first feed him like a mother feeds the baby first, and then she takes her own meal. So I was like, wow, these are two very different forms of divinity. One is a very wild, raw form of Shakti, which is considered to be extremely powerful and extremely, fierce form of energy or divine feminine. And many people actually don't even pray to that form, or they are not devotees of that form. They're mostly devotees of, say, Ma Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga at the most. And then on the other hand, she is also the Upasak of Bal Gopal, which is such a soft, loving baby form of God, and that too of a divine masculine, which is very gentle, very lovable, in fact so innocent that it is almost called Natkhat form of God. And serving both is very different. Serving to Ma Kali is very different from serving Bal Gopal. So I asked her, how are you able to connect with these two different kind of devotions? How are you devotee of such different gods? And then she got up, because it's her shop, chai shop. So she got up, started making more tea for the customers, and probably cutting more vegetables to make some other savories for the day. And then she came out and she said, you know what? She said to me in Hindi, but I would just translate it. She said, you know what? when I was inside, I was working, I was thinking, what answer can I give you? Because it's a very good question. That how can I be such a deep, passionate devotee of Ma Kali and equally passionate and deep and loving devotee of Balakrishna? Yeah, they're very different. So I was thinking of how can I answer this to you? So I went inside. I also found it strange that she just got up and she went inside to do her chores. But then I thought maybe she doesn't have an answer. So she came back, she said, now I have something that will make you completely feel that this is an answer to your question. I said, okay, tell me. And I really love the fact that the confidence with which she was telling me this answer was coming from, I think, that channeling probably she had while she was cutting her vegetables inside or doing her work, and I was just sipping the tea sitting outside. And she said, you have 2 children. I said, yeah. She said, so you have your son and daughter. Who do you love more? I was very quiet, and she was right. She said, when I'll give you the answer, you will be spellbound. Honestly speaking, I really had nothing to say. I couldn't even say this thing that I don't know. I mean, I obviously knew that there's none I love more than the other. I love them both. And I cannot tell also that I love them equal, because at times I love, when I am with one, I am fully in love with one. When I'm with the other, I'm fully in love with the other. And when they're together, I'm fully in love with each one of them. So the love doesn't become 50-50, so it becomes equal. The love is 100% there and 100% there. It's just that the love expands. And when I said that, I said, I love them the most, and I love both of them the most. And she said, that's exactly how I love, and I have devotion for Ma Kali and Balakrishna and many other gods. So this was so beautiful. It's not that, I mean, she's not a Nobel laureate, she's not a PhD to speak like that, but so practical, a real wisdom of a real devotee. And I wanted to share this view with you, because today, in the name of religion, in the name of different kind of gods, we are dividing ourselves. That I'm practicing more, I'm far more devotee, I'm a higher devotee, I'm a lower devotee, or even devotion is being channelized as something to feel superior, to feel spiritually superior. And here is someone who is completely in love with God, and in different versions of God, so different from each other. And that is possible. That is like a diversity that we all can embrace. We can all learn from this, that we can be equally loving, devoted to such difference, such variety in this world, without actually, over intellectualizing it. When we see from our heart, everything seems same. It's all divine, it's all creation, and hence it's all beautiful, all loving, and all worth worshipping. It was such a beautiful lesson. You can apply it in every area of your life, be it even education. Different subjects are the form of learning, in the form of cultures. Different cultures, different countries are just different representation of humanity. In the form of languages, the different languages are just a source of communicating your heartfelt desires and your intellectual thoughts, and exchanging thoughts and learnings with each other. It's just a medium. Different currencies are just means or tools to exchange goods, services, and create a sort of flow between people. So if we understand everything from what she said, we can actually become so much more open and heart driven than choose things and put them in brackets. Like, it was a great learning for me to open up myself and ask this question. That question came straight into my mind. I mean, how can a Kali Upasak, and that too Shamshan Kali Upasak, be also a devotee and such a strong devotee of Balakrishna? It's like two very, very opposites existing within that one person. And how beautifully she answered. And I think that was an answer not coming from her, but from divine itself. And I honor that, and I honor it to a level that I want to share it with all of you. And I'm definitely going to let her know that she was the queen of this video. She was the guru who showed me this wonderful learning, and that has become a learning for me to share with all of you. And I was rather compelled to make this video on Dose with Grace. I hope you're doing all well, and very soon I'll become more regular in my sharings. But for now, let's savor this, let's understand this, and let's apply this in our lives, guys. Okay? Till then, till we meet again with one more beautiful learning and something that I'm compelled to make video on again, let's all be in surrender of divinity and enjoy this wonderful variety around us that comes from that oneness, that unity, that is Brahman. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take care. Bye-bye.